Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you.
What does the nanny do?
Okay, so we're done.
Goodbye.
You. Shut it off.
Do not twist my words. Do not make me a victim, sweetie.
Just look at the mountain. That's what you saw that day.
Just the knife in the kidneys over all these years and the sacrifices that I made to love you.
Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you.
Oh my goodness, I need to see a chiropractor. I've got whiplash after this episode. Whiplash! It was so fast.
Very fast.
It's a shorty, so it was only a half-hour episode, but there was a lot of things that happened, and it went really quickly. It was very fast.
A lot of talking, one-on-one interviews where there were important things said that felt necessary to record with our handwriting, our cursive.
Oh,
and we had to
your
pause.
calligraphy pen.
Yes, we had to pause
Your quill.
to make sure that our L's were just so.
Mm-hmm. And apologies in advance. We have a little bit of delay with our recording because I was sick. And before I was sick, Kimber was sick. Mm-hmm. And so if you hear extra wheezing, coughing in the background, and sniffles, apologies all around. I have taken Dayquil, so maybe I'm even a little more dumb than usual. So that might be something.
Well, at least you're not on your deathbed anymore.
Very sad.
You were missing me. You were missing the sister wives. And
oh, yeah, definitely.
Had to come find you on your deathbed.
I missed Christine so much, and then they gave me a whole bunch of Christine in this episode. So that was God's way of making me laugh.
Oh, God.
Season 5, Episode 6, Confronting Failure. Gotta love an episode with failure in the title.
Ominous.
Mm.
And I will point out now that they started the episode with ominous music.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
don't think they've really done that before.
Yeah, I'm not so sure, but it was
Not that
like,
I've noted.
oh, things are not going well.
No.
And we opened at Christine's house. Once again, a lot of Christine in this episode. She tells us that she got a 73% on her practice exam for her real estate license. Was this the one before or after her first failure?
After, I believe. She took a class.
Okay.
So she failed. She decided to take a class, and then they gave a practice exam in the class, and she got a 73 needed out of 75 to pass. And she says, "It's disgusting I got a 73.
Disgusting. Well, they also gave us a flashback to her yelling in the restaurant about her initial failure, which is always great to revisit. I failed!
I failed!
So that's some fun sepia-toned footage. Christine says, they tell you that you need uninterrupted and dedicated time for studying for this. And she talks about having a 2-year-old and how she's being constantly interrupted.
She's holding Truly in her arms and she says, "Perhaps this is why I failed."
Yeah.
I think Truly is 3.
Okay.
And she's like, "I probably haven't gotten more than 15 minutes of non-interrupted study time a day."
Okay.
As a single mom, that'll happen.
Yeah, as a single mom who is married and has 3 sister wives. But
Yeah.
she's definitely a single mom right now.
We're going to hear a lot about that in this episode. And I'm not mad about it. I'm here for the honesty. Sweet, sweet honesty. We've been missing you.
Christine says failing would just be another failure, which, okay. So we're going to be talking a lot about. I'm taking off my sweatshirt right now.
He still has a fever, mind you. He's sitting here. He's taking off his sweatshirt, getting hot and bothered about this possible failure again.
The sweats and the chills.
He has a lot of experience with failure, and he's getting worked up about it.
Oh my gosh. This is it. It's like I'm reliving all of my own personal failures through this episode. Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe for once I'll be identifying with Christine. Ooh. She says that passing is a personal goal of hers. And, I really like how she states the obvious.
The way she says this, it's a personal goal, something personally that I would do, something I personally achieved.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Christine does have a way with words.
Yep. Semantics. Saying the same thing over and over again with different words. Like I just did there. You see that?
Maybe this will be the first failure episode for my Sister Wives podcast.
Perhaps.
Luckily, that intro was short-lived. And the family, all of the Browns, gather and go to the cul-de-sac to see the status of their dream homes. And there's a crew there breaking ground and getting things started for their homes. There's machinery digging up dirt. I don't know what that's called. The thing with the...
An excavator.
Excavator.
See you later.
Oh, yeah. Excavating the ground. Absolutely. So, they're digging up dirt, getting, Christine's like, that's where my home is going to be.
They're breaking my ground first. And they had to take the kids to show them that it's real.
Oh, yeah.
It's happening.
It's actually happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little proof for your pudding. Finally.
This pudding needs some proof.
Give them some morsel of hope.
Yeah.
Again. We're not just a hoping. We're seeing it now. It's here.
What was that Robyn line? You mean you're giving us a second chance at hoping?
Yeah. Yep. Here it is coming to fruition, ladies and gents.
And Robyn gives us another precious pearl. It feels like a long time since I've had a real home.
This is it. I hope it is. Jeez.
Yeah.
Robyn with the quotes again.
And if there's anyone that I'd like to see homeless, it's Robyn. So it's a little like, cool, thanks for letting us know you're going to have a home, Robyn.
If there's anyone who's been homeless before on this show, it's Robyn, right?
Oh, well, has she? I don't know if she's really been homeless.
I mean, she lived with her mom for a while. I suppose that's not what one would consider homeless,
But there is a photo of Dayton sitting in front of a space heater in a trailer. So I don't know what that means.
To her, that's homeless.
Yeah, to her, that's homeless.
Meri's face is literally orange and 1,000 times darker than the rest of her body. Her
1,000 times.
Her neck and her chest are exposed. Her long sleeves are just covering the arms. They are not covering the chest at this time. And the chest is whiter than my ass.
Oh, God. No. Was it that bad? Really?
It was really bad.
Oh, geez.
It was bad.
Her face has been a distraction. We did cover it in our last episode, quite a bit about Meri's face.
I think she took my advice. I think she stopped tanning the entire body.
Oh.
And saved a little money and decided to just tan from the chin up.
So she should be rocking some turtlenecks or something. She should be doing something to...
Yeah.
The ombre of her body.
It was like she did give up the spray tans finally and then just decided to use the same makeup that she was using when she was getting the full body spray tan.
Oh, sure.
It was problematic as always.
Kody rehashes the move to Vegas. We have to get some clips from back in the day telling the kids about the move, telling them about the homes, blah, 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 setting us up for this theme of confronting failure. And maybe just not even confronting it, just failure. So he's got to remind us of their previous failures, which we've all seen and discussed.
Kody says, this is significant. The kids and wives need a sense of security.
I love his use of the word significant. I was like, ooh, Kody, it's a big word for you.
Well, he doesn't know what being a significant other is, but he apparently knows what significant means in the sense of trying to lie to your children and give them a sense of security again. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yes, Kody and his significant lies. Yes, absolutely. There is a moment where we get the older kids on a couch moment, and they say they think it'll be more like Lehigh for the families to be next to each other again. And that's something that we've heard in previous episodes, kind of this, oh, things were better then, and, hopefully these younger kids get this experience. So, the older kids are echoing that, probably prompted by a producer, whatever.
Yeah, kind of the first time that the older kids have said, the younger kids need what we had in Lehigh. And Maddie says that she can't wait to actually have a space to call her own and to paint the walls.
Yeah.
To
paint.
actually be able to paint and like claim a space.
Yeah. It's
and
funny.
I understand that.
Well, yeah. And in this episode, there were moments where I noticed broken blinds, framing from around a door missing. Like they're in these rentals where things probably aren't kept up all that great. But then when you've got the Browns living there, you could move into a perfectly fine space. And by the end of a year and a half, however long they've been there at this point, it's probably like demolished.
Oh,
like
my
it looks like there's
goodness.
like 17 cats and they've all destroyed everything, but it's just the Brown family.
Well, McKelty wouldn't have to hang paper on her walls to decorate. She'll actually be able to paint the walls. Can you imagine how splendid that will look?
It'll be a creative outlet for her.
Oh my gosh.
And we do get to hear more about McKelty's creativity coming up.
Also, on the couch with the teenagers, McKelty has freshly dyed red hair.
Oh, yes. Vivid
Bright red.
Very red.
Not so fresh that it's on her skin around her face or anything like that, but it is fresh.
Yes, and it is red. Like when you think, I'm going to the supermarket and I'm going to buy a box of red hair dye, that's the color.
And I've had that color before too. And I just have to say, I make fun of everyone so fucking much for their hair in this TV show, whether it's the Browns or the guests or whoever. And I am right there with them.
Been there, done that.
If you look at me at this time period, I literally am these people, which is why I don't feel so horrible tearing into them for it. Because I could pull up the proof and be like, I can make fun of myself for the same fucking thing. So I feel bad about it sometimes, and then I'm like, nah, girlfriend, you're basically making fun of yourself.
Same. I've had the black hair, the red hair, the blonde hair, the blue hair. I've had it all.
Mm-hmm.
And so I agree. When I'm making fun of McKelty's red hair, when I had red hair, it really accentuated the pimples on my face. Because I was a teenager, and it was like, the acne was like, ha ha ha, because of the red hair.
Oh, goodness.
It's quite a look. While they're at the cul-de-sac, there's a moment where they all are going to cheers to this momentous moment, to this significant moment in their lives. And they show pouring some sort of red substance.
Cranberry juice, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Unless you have a UTI or you're mixing it with vodka, you're probably not drinking straight cranberry juice.
Yeah, it's been years since I've had straight cranberry juice. But it did get my mind... I was going to say racing, but that's not true. It did get my mind moving at a snail's pace. And I was like, this would be so funny if instead of it being cranberry juice, if it was actually wine and they all got fucked up and they're all wasted on a cul-de-sac. I'd be like, oh, that'd be great. But it didn't happen, unfortunately. Another failure.
Outtakes after the end of the episode, just them stumbling their way back to their 4 separate homes all the way from the cul-de-sac.
From like half a glass of wine.
But they don't come out and say it during the show. We do know, based on Christine's book, that she was having a cider every now and then after their interviews.
God, yeah.
So.
No, they're drinking, but they're not talking about it.
Yep. We go to Christine's house again next. We're talking to McKelty, your favorite person.
Love McKelty.
Oh, and we're back to this dream of being a world-class fashion designer.
Oh, yes. I actually, you know what? I'm going to blame my current illness on McKelty because in the last episode, we were saying her name like McKelty. And I strained myself and I never fully recovered. So, McKelty, you have hurt me personally.
You're just such an angel. You're not used to using the demon voice.
I just want it stated for the record that McKelty is personally liable for my illness. Okay, thank you, McKelty. Christine says you want to hone in on a teenager's dream. You want to encourage them, especially if their dream is to become a world-class fashion designer.
Oh, my God.
And you look like McKelty. So that's what we call a big dream. That's what we call a really big dream.
Yeah, they're going to be going downtown to meet Jennifer Henry, the fashion designer extraordinaire.
Absolutely. Christine, Kody, and McKelty are going to meet this Jennifer Henry and see some behind-the-scenes action of what it really means to be a world-class fashion designer. Now, honey, I want to ask you, how many Jennifer Henry pieces do you currently own?
I think that I wrapped some chicken in a piece of cellophane yesterday, so maybe one. Christine says they're going to see the nuts and bolts of it all. And then we get there and they are putting the model in a cellophane dress.
Yes. Now, for those of you who are like me and are going, well, what the hell is cellophane? Is it like plastic wrap that you
Thick
wrap
plastic
food in?
wrap type of thing.
And it totally looked like it. It looked like it was trash bags that had been melted down into one big long thing and then compiled into a dress. But different colors.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know.
thicker than saran wrap, but kind of similar. And it was neat looking.
The dress was not hit. Like, if I just
it was
saw
neat.
it, I would have been like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I wouldn't have said it was terrible or anything.
It took some sort of artistic mind to make it, and it took a designer to make it. You couldn't just whip that stuff up on your own unless it was maybe Barbie scale, and then I'd be able to whip it up on my own.
Oh, but honey, you're an artist as well. Designer.
I am.
Yes.
You know, my miniatures are gorgeous.
Oh, God, your miniatures. McKelty has perhaps the craziest curls I have ever seen in my life. With this fresh red hair. I don't even know how to describe them. You said before sausage curls?
Sausage curls, but these ones were different. I wrote down.
I've heard banana curls.
McKelty curled her hair to the nines.
Oh, yeah. To the 9.99999s.
It was intense. It was another hairstyle that I definitely had myself before.
It was way intense.
It was intense. And she's trying to be cute. She's going to meet a fashion designer. She thinks this is a big deal. If we're being frank, she got taken, it looked like to me, to a salon to have some photos taken of this cellophane dress, this lady who's trying to promote her designs and probably got the connection through the show. And McKelty thinks this is a really big deal and it's probably just for a local magazine.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm not knocking that. Like, it's still a big deal, but they're trying to play it off that it's bigger than it actually is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
To tee up the setting, it looks like they're gathering in like a hallway slash back office.
Like the basement of a college to begin
commercial
with.
Space. Yeah, like something, I don't know.
Then they get to a salon at some point. They're showing like footage from what looked like inside of a salon. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I think they start out dressing her and then they do cuts to perhaps the area where they had done her makeup beforehand. It was just bizarre. And it looked like a college student doing her final, and she had to go and take photographs of her final dress she made. And they said, yeah, sure, kid, tag along.
That was the vibes.
Yeah, that was the vibes.
The dress, the cellophane dress, was a dress of many colors. Kind of like Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat or something. But it was a cellophane dress.
It was a plastic prom dress.
It was a plastic, it totally was. And it wasn't even one or two colors, it was multiple colors.
Yeah, each layer of the skirt, if you could imagine, was like rick-racked with cellophane, like draped with different colors of cellophane. And the model comes out to get her little ass into this dress. And she's wearing a short white petticoat, which I don't know what that was going to do under the cellophane. Like, that would lift that heavy of plastic. Nah. And then she's wearing a black bra.
Yeah,
and she comes out to step into the dress and get help. And what occurs?
Well, they're going to get the model's makeup done and all of that, and then they're going to be getting into a car and driving to a location to photograph
the
this dress. So the way that we're being introduced to this is like, once again, in this setting of, where the fuck are we? And then she's undressing to get put into the cellophane dress, which sounds, it looked just as, it just, I don't even know how you try to do this. So there was
No.
multiple people trying to get her in this.
And she's going to drive off in a limousine to location for photos.
Right. So apparently a limo is picking
How are you
them
supposed
up.
to sit in this fucking thing without smashing it to shit and making it look like trash? Why wouldn't you get in this on set, like on set?
Yeah, at the location. It's a little weird,
They don't show her in the dress, and I just had an epiphany that they had her come out in her bra and underwear just for this scene to
For
get
the
a
scene.
reaction.
Okay, that makes
There's
sense.
no fucking way they put her in that dress there and then put her in a car and then took her to location. They never even show us
She
her
would
in the
have
dress.
smashed half the dress sitting in the car.
Yeah. These fakers.
These
These fucking fakers.
If you
What
can't
was-
believe the producers of Sister Wives, who can you believe?
This is a significant farce, Kody. To use your own words, significant.
Cody's such a significant farce.
You bastard.
Oh, God. So this is, you're right, because they're,
Sorry.
no,
Just had that realization.
you're right, because they tee up this whole thing of Kody talking about how he has to leave the space because the model is getting undressed. And oh my God, we get to hear more brilliant takes from Robyn, because of course we need Robyn, who's not even there,
No.
to tell us about what's going on. So they're on the couch, and then Robyn starts to fill us in on this.
Christine first says, Kody left because he's a gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
And then we go to the couch and we get even more gems from Robyn. In our religious beliefs, it's a sin that you should see another woman naked. Kody chooses, in his personality, to be a gentleman, to be the kind of guy who would turn his eyes when someone disrobes in front of him.
Disrobes. Disrobes.
Disrobes
I'm
in
like,
front of him.
where does she get these random more than one syllable words? And like, why is she using them? She's so crazy.
This is something that's been either like straight said to her or she's read somewhere and she's regurgitating it.
Yeah. No, disrobes is not part of her regular vernacular.
No, she literally had to puke those words out of somewhere other than her own gut because Jesus H. Christ.
Oh, honey, don't take the Lord's name in vain. This is a pure podcast.
Oh, no. Says the man who said fuck in front of my 3-year-old tonight, and my child proceeded to walk around saying it for like
Fuck,
5 minutes
fuck,
straight.
Fuck. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to look at everything but your kid. Ah.
I'm like, nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Luckily, it wasn't long lived.
I've
but
said worse.
It was a little like, oh, of all the things I just said, you picked up that.
I
Okay.
said, it's because it's Uncle Chris saying it, not Mommy, because I say it probably too often, and he just thinks you're so cool. He wants to repeat it when you say it.
Oh, honey, you're so flattering. Mm.
Leave it to the funkle.
The fun uncle?
Yeah. Or the gunkle.
The gay uncle.
Yeah.
And the funkle could also be the faggot uncle.
Oh.
It works.
I like either one.
Kody tells us that his kids pick on him for his modesty expectations. It's like, we know, Kody, we know.
They tease me for my modesty beliefs.
Yeah, well.
The way he says it is so dumb, too. Like, and they say it right after each other. Robyn and Kody, these modest beliefs,
Yes.
disrobing.
Disrobing. And he's such a gentleman. Like, does someone really think Kody Brown is a gentleman? Okay. Kody also tells us that the model is being taken to Lake Las Vegas, which is such a far distance. So they can't go to the shoot. They just simply couldn't, which totally aligns with the fact that this isn't even happening. She's not going to go sit in a limo in that dress. That'd be like me. I can't even think of anything because it's so asinine.
It's silly. They're obviously teeing this up for a reaction from the family and to get a scene of Kody being modest.
The family. Christine confirms with us that McKelty did like the experience. She did. And I was like, duh.
Yeah.
But also, now that I'm thinking it was all set up, well, I guess even if she didn't know, then it would be fine. I mean, she did seem to be enjoying herself. She was paying attention. She was engaged. So I guess, that's probably a lot for McKelty.
Yeah, I'm sure she didn't know that they set her dad up for some of the scenes and her mom up for some of the scenes, but she knew that it had to be a setup to get her there. I don't know, like in what world your mom would be like, a normal mom would be like, okay, my daughter wants to be a fashion designer. I'm going to go and call around and I'm going to see if anyone's doing some sort of fashion things.
Or there's like an associate producer of the show that's like, we've got to set something up for some storyline. And it's like, okay. Jennifer Henry, if we're wrong and there is a photograph of this beautiful young woman, this model, in this lovely cellophane dress out near Lake Las Vegas with a limo in the background, send it to us. I'd love to see the footage. I'd love to see the shots.
It took talent to make the dress. Not saying it didn't take talent to make the dress.
True. I mean, I would fail at it. So, she succeeded at that.
I would not fail at it if it was Barbie scale. Just putting it out there.
Gotta give Kimber her wins. We cut to Christine's house, presumably on another day. She's talking at the camera. We get so much Christine. I'm sorry, you guys. We get so much Christine.
This whole episode is her.
She says that she got 71% on her second test exam after her initial failure, which is another failure. So she has failed her second test exam after failing her initial exam. I just want to say a lot of failures when it comes to what Christine's doing. For no reason. Just because.
They're asking her for specifics. Like, what was the score? And she's apologizing to her children for not helping while she's studying.
Yeah, I've been studying a lot, she says. She gives us an example of how Isabel asked her when she got home from school how she did at her practice test. And Christine says, I failed at my quiz. And Isabel says, well, this just means you'll be studying again and continuing to ignore me.
And Christine says, nobody wants to fail. It means you have to study more again. Like, yeah. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
No one wants to fail after studying, but the point of being good at anything is that you never stop studying, right? Like if you're good at something and you enjoy doing something, you never really truly stop studying it. And so the fact that this is such like homework for you and hard for you just goes to show me that this probably isn't for you. Not that people don't have to study and be like naturally good at everything they do, but there's just something about this that feels like she thinks she needs to prove herself to people other than herself. And maybe she's not full like heart in this. It's just weird.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was questioning myself going, Chris, other than your innate hatred towards Christine, why is it that you are struggling so much with hearing her talk about this? I was going to start with, bitch, why are you so fucking dumb? I mean, honestly, if you are studying so much and you continue to fail at practice tests and the actual test, and your kids are saying you're always studying and you're making it seem like it's the end of the world, it's like, maybe this just isn't for you. I defaulted to Christine's a moron, but I might have been wrong. Maybe it's just not a good alignment because, like you said, you don't come out of the womb as an expert at anything, but stuff that you're passionate about, the learning process and the growing process isn't something that you're like fighting against 100%. There might be times of frustration where you're like, why can't I get this? Or like, oh, I'm disappointed in myself. But there's something about it that makes you want to keep trying and gives you like a passion. She doesn't have it, clearly.
She doesn't have it, and the only reason that she keeps on going is because she feels that she needs to do this for the family for monetary reasons, basically.
Yeah, she tells us that later.
If you're not even good at this to begin with, then how are you going to make money doing it? I don't know. The whole thing is just not adding up, and it makes me feel bad for her because I think she's doing this and thinking it'll get her maybe some positive attention or some feedback from the family. And she thinks since she put her mind to it, she's got to stick with it. It reminds me of like a child that decides they want to practice the cello and it's maybe their 6th grade year and you get to choose between all these instruments and you pick the cello and you're dead set on the cello and you hate it and you're not being honest with yourself or your parents because you said you'd do the cello. It's just a very weird situation and it feels childlike, like a lot of her stuff does to me. It feels very childlike.
Yeah, like you pick the instrument in 6th grade and then by 8th grade you're like, I fucking hate this. And you're in band going, or maybe if she's an orchestra, she's looking at another person playing an instrument going, oh, I wish I was playing that. And when you're a kid, so many times, I mean, at least my parents would have been like, well, this is what you're doing and you chose it and whatever. And it's like, that's terrible. Like, give them a chance to change if they want.
Yeah, I think that there's a happy medium between giving stuff a fair shot and getting past the hump of, I'm just not good at this, to the point where you're like, no, I'm really not into this. My mom was obsessed with the idea of me learning the piano, and I hated it. I took piano lessons from the time I was 6 years old until I was 17, and I sucked at it because I didn't give a fuck. I asked my mom repeatedly if I could play the guitar. And I was like, all I want is to play the guitar. And she's like, if you practice piano more, I'll get you guitar lessons. That never happened. And I
Right.
fucking hated the piano. And my mom has told me in my adult life now, I wished that I had done the piano when I was younger. And I'm not going to lie, there's a big part of me now that wishes I would have taken that more seriously. And that was a huge monetary commitment on my parents' behalf when they didn't have the money for it. And I took it for granted. But I wish that they would have just let me quit and do what I wanted. And I'm getting this vibe from Christine where she's never really had the chance to pursue her own dreams. She doesn't really know what she wants.
Yeah.
She's been given these ideas, and this is what Janelle wanted. So she hopped on the bandwagon, and Janelle passed, and now she feels like she has to continue with it instead of pursuing her own dream that she's unsure of. It's kind of sad to me, and this is why I actually like Christine a lot, because I just think there's this true innocence and naivete about her, and I just want to see her succeed so bad. I don't know.
Also, with the Janelle choosing this and she's paralleling and now she has to continue on, I'm assuming was an initial push from Kody of pressure for the monetary things, right? Like, we have to make money, we have to make money, we have to make money. And it's like, it sucks when we all have that. Well, most of us have that in life where we have to do things that we aren't passionate about, we don't care about, just to make ends meet or to pay for things. And that pressure sucks. I feel like that's a pretty universal experience.
Very universal. I know. It's like a little bit of a tangent, but I hope that people can relate to it, because I think from a young age, we feel this pressure to succeed in things that we don't really care about, but we start to care about because we're trying to impress other people. And it's unfortunate. And if there's one lesson that I hope to teach my kids from a young age, is that do things that you're passionate about. Don't do them because you think it's going to make, me or your dad happy or someone else in your life happy. Like, do what makes you truly happy. And these women have never been given that chance. And here she is still trying to do something for this family that's falling apart. And she even says, like, we moved the family with all these promises of staying together. And that's not happening. And I just need another success.
And when she says, I need another success, I guess my little, charcoal heart became a little bit bigger or something like that. And I was like, yeah, oh God, she needs another success.
Her heart's in the right place doing all of this, but it's not in the right place for her. And I think that is something that I learned through her book, is she's now in a place in her life where she's doing things for herself. So that makes me happy to know that she's at a place like that finally, but it's sad to see her striving so hard for something she obviously isn't passionate about.
Right.
But then she's taking her child to do something that she's passionate about. So it's like,
Yeah.
there's this huge juxtaposition between her taking her child to pursue her dreams and then her trying to pursue someone else's dreams. Oh, the tragedy of it all.
Oh gosh, it's Christine and
Good
tragedy.
Lord.
When she was wrapping up this segment, she was talking about, needing the other success, but how the kids hate being in 4 different houses and how her relationships with the sister wives are dwindling. So there's like this thing happening with her personally while she's also dealing with recognizing that the family is falling apart. And while it's been peppered in throughout the show at this point, the last couple episodes, we've been hearing this. And this is the thing about this show that's so weird. It's like they say these things, we know these things, these are real things, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, Bum, on to the next scene. And it's like, you just said your
So
family is
bizarre.
falling apart. Your relationships are dwindling with your sister wives, and that your kids hate their lives right now because of their living situation.
And then we're about to get whiplash.
And then, now we're going to get whiplash and go to Robyn's house.
It's like, oh, God. And then we're going to be launching My Sister Wife's Closet website. Yeah.
Thank you. I couldn't go for that high note. It would have killed me.
We're at Robyn's house, everybody.
Yeah, unfortunately. And the web designer is coming over to help them launch the website for My Sister Wife's Closet. We've all been just eager with anticipation for an update on this. Now, we do get a couple updates, including the actual launch of the website and then some shots of the jewelry, which we will get to. Janelle tells us that My Sister Wife's Closet was a fraction of the cost of the gym. She's reminding us of this journey they went on, but that the gym is still a dream of hers, which, we know. She didn't get her dream, just like Christine's not getting her dream. There's a lot of dreams not happening here, except for Robyn's dream. Imagine that.
Oh,
Robyn
yeah.
gets her dream come true.
Because it had a low startup cost, Christopher.
And her
on.
drawings, her doodles were just so inspirational. The web designer's over. They're sitting around a table. There's a landing page, and then they launch the site. And they show, over the shoulder footage of it's so funny because I have a bit of PTSD about the footage of the Google Analytics live tracking and the way it used to be laid out on the page and how there was the number of live visitors. And it's 228, 229, 232. And there's almost 300 people on the site, which, we were, kind of chuckling at because it's they're kind of making it sound like there's thousands of people knocking at the door. And it's the footage they had was max 300 at one time.
Yeah, I want to say it didn't get over 300, but...
I'd say at certain points, 300 people are listening to this podcast at one time, and you only see me dancing in the streets. I'm not filming it,
I mean, you ask other people to film it, but...
Dancing in the street. And
Yeah.
of course, Robyn, she's so smart. All these people are there, and it's we're just standing there naked. And I'm why are you saying it's you're standing there naked? Oh God, her correlations are just idiotic.
Meri's a whole bunch of people are looking, but nobody's buying anything. There's no purchases yet.
Yeah, no one's buying anything. We do get a little footage of Meri on her phone, Christine on her phone. It's everyone's on their devices. Now, at the time, of course, there's no mobile responsive website. I'm sure, because they all had their keyboard flip phone, the, phones that move up and down. They've got them sideways. They're probably looking at the desktop version of a website and trying to figure out what's going on. And Meri's on her phone. And as you said, no one's buying anything.
No, and Kody has to remind us this would be devastating financially.
It would
if
be an
didn't go
emotional
well.
setback is one thing, but a financial setback is another. And Meri's on her phone and she says, people are saying they'd like to buy something without mortgaging their home. So I'm imagining that she's on the tweeter. She's on social media somewhere getting some live feedback from people who are visiting the site and going, I can't afford this shit.
One of them is, what about real moms wanting to buy without mortgaging your house? And they kind of laugh and chuckle at it. And it's this is fucking hilarious because you guys can't afford your own home.
Right.
And now you're getting this comment about your jewelry being expensive. And then, oh my God, Kody.
Oh, God.
Kody's comments. Says, in my head, I wanted our pieces to be somewhat iconic.
Oh, iconic.
All right, Madonna.
Who do you think you are, Madonna?
You dumb bitch.
No. There's no iconic when you're in your 5th season of a TLC reality show and you're a polygamous family.
And
Sorry.
wait till you see this trash.
Oh, God. They show examples of the jewelry and they are hideous.
And Robyn says they are not cheap. They are sterling silver.
That's the thing. That's the thing. They're sterling silver. That's the thing. And it's what are you trying to say?
They sell sterling silver in gas stations, you dumb bitch.
Oh, God. I'm I feel like you can buy, I don't know, but I think when I was in 10th grade, I bought my girlfriend a sterling silver ring from Kmart for like $15 and gave it to her and was like, hey, whatever. And I was like, is it real silver? And the person behind the counter working at Kmart was like, yes.
Sterling, darling. Sterling.
And it was definitely a lot nicer than my sister wife's closet crap.
Yeah. My high school boyfriend bought me a sterling silver with turquoise pendant.
Ooh.
At one point. No chain.
Oh, just a pendant. This is so funny. But we're talking about high school experiences.
Yeah.
These are fucking grown-ass adults with children and all the things.
Well, they show us like this 5-pound charm of an S and a W that literally looks like a drawing ripped out of my 9th grade notebook.
Yeah. It reminded me of like a cartoon, like someone took
It was
animation
cartoon, yeah.
from cartoons and made an SW out of it, and then it was bulky. It was like thick
with
and
sharp
weird.
edges for, I don't know,
to hurt yourself
to
while
hurt
wearing it.
yourself after you spend all this money on their jewelry and you regret it.
And the charm thing, the charm was like, it reminded me of when someone has like a jumbo keychain and it has the big ass circle and there was like all these charms. It looked like it weighed 25 pounds. I'm like, what would you even do with this?
In the original sketches, when we were looking at the sketches and you were like, well, let's give her some slack. Like, I'm
did I
sure it's
say
not
that?
going to look like yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
bitch.
I was having a fever dream.
Like, I'm sure it's not going to look exactly like. But we both said, we were like, who the fuck wants an SW
right.
on a necklace unless you're like
Sally
initials
Weatherfield.
are SW?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Very strange. The only reason you would want that piece of jewelry specifically is if SW was in some way super significant to you. And who's that?
We learned that they did 28 orders on that first day.
28 orders.
28 orders.
While this is going on, a couple things caught my eye, other than Robyn's fabulously designed jewelry. One is that Meri is wearing a long sleeve shirt that is nuclear green. And I think when I said, oh my God, the shirt's nuclear green, you said another thing.
Chartreuse?
Chartreuse.
Yes.
It was like a muted version of Brat Summer from a year or two ago, whatever that was.
Yeah.
And
My
so-
hair color from our Brat Summer.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, oh, I forgot about that. Must have been a trauma response.
God.
And so she's wearing this like hideous long sleeve shirt that like no one should be wearing. Well, she is white pretending to maybe not be white, so it might have maybe worked, with the face.
She probably thought it made her look even more tan.
She's like, it really brings out the tanner. And it's like, oh, honey, no. And over that nuclear green shirt was this black spaghetti top, and it just was awful. And in front of her was stemware with orange juice in it. And there was in front of Kody the same thing. And I'm going, you were drinking orange juice out of stemware at our website launch while wearing nuclear green and selling the ugliest jewelry you've ever seen. Like, what is this?
I don't understand a lot of the choices.
Yeah, very
and
strange.
This is why I don't believe that there's not any drinking going on. Like, do you think
Who
that
would do
they
this
were like,
sober?
well, also, but like, do you think they were like, well, let's make little mimosas for ourselves while we do this? And like, perhaps they were having actual mimosas and they justify it by being like, well, we're just having like basically a little fancy soda here or something. Like, it didn't look bubbly at all, but I also don't know. It just seems so bizarre. Janelle says, we've got big homes for this business. And I didn't understand what the fuck that was supposed to mean. I think she means like we've got like a lot of money sunk into this and now we've got these big homes to pay for with this business. But she goes, we've got big homes for this business.
Oh, God, I missed that.
And why did they even pull that as a soundbite? It's so dumb.
Puddle Monkey, they're just terrible. 28 orders on the launch day, which to me, I'm going, it's a launch day with obvious promotion because Meri's like on her phone. Everyone's like checking to see what's going on. They've obviously been plugging this and promoting this. They launch, and a launch day where you have multiple people that are on a television show hawking their fucking nasty ass jewelry should be a peak, not a valley. Like the first day should be a like, wow, we're going to have this as a goal to reach again. Like somehow we're going to get there. And it was 28 orders.
That should be the most sales. Like,
Oh, God.
I'm not kidding you when I say this jewelry was ugly as sin. Like, it's ugly and it's the dumbest thing. And whoever hyped her up about the SW and the whole sister wives thing as the sayings on stuff, like we said before, how many fucking people are sister wives in the real world?
Yeah.
And how many people who actually are sister wives can afford this shit?
Right. Yeah, people with 2 incomes and without 1 million children can't afford it, let alone someone who's like stealing government benefits and has like a hoard of groceries in their basement.
Yeah,
Like, strange.
it's unbelievable. Completely unbelievable that they even thought that this was, I don't even, like, remotely a good idea. This
Yeah.
is like the dumbest thing ever. I don't know. We get to Christine's house yet again for the 400,000th time this episode.
This is Christine's episode.
And she is leaving for the real estate exam. She is walking out of that house, head held high, going to take the real estate exam.
Oh, yes.
The rest of the family is patiently, quietly waiting at a park for the results of said exam.
Well, when Christine's leaving, there is a funny clip with like Kody saying goodbye to her as she's walking out the house. And he says, I don't remember everything he said, but one of the things he says is like, have a good day or something. And it was like totally a thing you say
Phony
to...
as fuck.
It was so mindless. Like, I'm like, dude, are you even aware of what she's doing and where she's going? He's probably thinking about either Robyn or how he might have to be somewhat responsible for his own children while Christine is doing this. And probably not even all of them.
Or it was filmed after the fact and it was just filmed as a plug-in for any situation similar or like thereof.
Totally
to put
could be
in.
a pickup. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because it was really bizarre. And if it was a situation where she was actually leaving to do the exam, it'd be like, give her a hug, a kiss on the cheek, and say, good luck, you've got this.
You got this, girl. Yeah.
You're strong, you're a Kelly Clarkson song, you've got this.
Except for it's
Javen.
Christine, so it's all a lie. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Christine gives us some voiceovers then while we're watching her leave and then into some couch moments where she talks about how they've isolated as a family. They've isolated.
Isolated.
It feels like we've failed, even if it's not permanent. And I'm like, even if it's not permanent, okay, so you're temporarily failing. Once again, on the theme of failing, she says it feels like we're living separate lives and we don't need each other anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. She's like, I wanted to have these ladies to help raise my kids. I'm doing it alone. And gosh, I feel like I'm failing at that.
She's failing at being a single mom.
Well, when you didn't plan on it, it's...
And you pop
Definitely
6 of them
hard.
out of that hoo-ha, then you got to raise them by yourself when your husband's with another wife and no one's checking in on you. And we were just talking about this with Meri last episode. You said, why isn't Meri checking in on people? Mary's nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found.
Why isn't she like, hey, Christine, I know you're studying for that exam. Do you need a couple hours tonight? I can come over
Yeah.
and you can even leave and go to my quiet house and study.
Yeah,
Or
drop the kids
go-
off here, whatever.
Study in front of Janelle's fish tank
Yeah.
for all we fucking care, and I'll watch the kids.
Janelle
Like,
could help you because she's going to the gym at 4:45 in the morning and then her kids go to school. And what else is she doing? I mean, honestly, these people, what are they doing with all of their time?
but that's what makes me sad for her again, because she's like, I went into this thinking that these ladies were here to help me raise my kids and I'm doing it alone. And gosh darn it, I feel like I'm failing at it. And you know, that's such a horrible feeling to go into a marriage or a relationship in general, thinking you have a partner and then feeling like your partner's not there for you, much less you go into a marriage with 2 other wives. So you think you have 3 adults that have your back and none of them have your back right now.
And then you've brought in even another one that you were supposed to be okay with. You were supposed to be welcoming and all of that with Robyn.
Yeah.
Where's Robyn? Who's she helping?
No, she had this big kumbaya moment with Robyn.
At that cafe restaurant thing.
Yeah. They never address why that didn't stick. We hear
Yeah, that came and went.
down the grapevine, like externally, that it's because Robyn was talking about it to Kody and
yeah.
lying, but
Yeah.
like they don't address that on the show. So if you're a viewer watching in real time back in like 2011, you don't know what's going on and you're just like, I don't understand. Like, she feels alone. What?
And when I watched this show, however many years ago, and I didn't see this show when it was originally airing, but I did watch it streaming shortly after. And as a casual viewer, it's like I wasn't putting these pieces together and I wasn't, going, where is everybody? What is everybody doing? Because these statements, I don't know if it's just through editing, I don't get it, but there's these big dramatic statements about how she is failing at raising her kids on her own. She is separating from her sister wives. Their family is disintegrating. And it's like, like it just, these are big things. And it's just treated so haphazardly. It's very bizarre.
Yet she's talking about postpartum in other seasons and that's never even addressed either. And I think Truly is 3 now, but you're technically postpartum hormonally and physically for like 2 years after having a baby, and they're not being supportive at all of her. Like, yeah, now there's baby Saul, but people should be extra supportive of the moms with the youngest, and it's just not happening. And I think that part of the issue here is obviously Kody pitting them against each other and lying, but that there was never this camaraderie from the get-go, and that each of them was used as a different type of glue to try to fix what was already failing.
Based on a made-up religious cult,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Like, it's all a house of cards.
Because even if like me and my best friend joined a commune together that was like this, I wouldn't be able to distance myself from her after she had a baby. I'd be like,
Right.
what do you need? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
But now there's this like feeling of our kids are actually siblings, and that's not, that connection's not happening. I find it so sad and tragic, and it just goes to show to me that it was never meant to be. Like,
Meant to be
this whole
successful.
thing was forced
Yeah.
from the get-go.
And the examples that they point to, even culturally in the AUB or these other cults, it's like the examples that they show are women that don't speak up, they keep sweet, they're just supposed to fall in line, the husband does whatever and they're whatever. So these aren't healthy relationships overall, like just intrinsically.
No, they're competitive. It's like pitting women against each other. Like, which one of you can get my attention and make me happy and keep me around? And it's the opposite of what you would think, where it's like these women that are supporting other women, and instead it's pitting women against each other for one man.
It's nasty.
The whole thing's nasty. I mean,
Colleen with a K tried to give us some insight, and she was just a little rough around the edges. We do meet her again later in the show, so we will be reintroduced to Colleen. We'll learn more about her. Maybe she'll have a little bit more of a soft approach, because our first introduction to her was a little rugged.
I doubt it, but I am excited to see how the hair has progressed.
Oh, yes, yes. Kody says we're taking the kids to the park to hang out while Christine takes her test. And I have to laugh because in this episode, there is so many examples of filled instead of failed because of their Utah accent.
Failed.
So he's like, every time they talk about failed, it's like filled. It's not failed.
Do you think she failed?
Do you think she failed?
Do you think she failed?
It's like, oh my God. They show them briefly at the park. What do you call that thing that they're under?
A pergola?
I wrote down pergola. No. Did I write down pergola? I wrote down gazebo because I thought a pergola had slats on the top.
You're probably right.
It's like, it's like a shed without the sides. It's like there's a roof and posts that are holding it up.
People hate us for this.
People do hate us because there's probably, I know they're yelling at us.
Eskimo Brothers, pergola.
Yes. Shout out to my friend Kody, who's like, I was yelling Eskimo Brothers at the gym.
Damn.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. And it's true. I mean, like, I don't know what it's called.
What I have to say to
Something
Kody
with
is
a roof.
we can't all be Eskimo Brothers. So the fact that you know that term, darling, what do you have to tell us? I want to hear that story.
Oh,
tell us that story, please.
I'll share that story after we're done recording. Ooh. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Can't wait.
Cody, don't hate me. Oh, Kody.
Anyway, we're under the gondola.
So they're under the gondola? Yes. They're under the pergola that's solid roofed, and they're just doing whatever, setting up food, blah, 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 filling time, filling space. Some people said some things I didn't care about.
Cody says her energy is kind of low, referencing Christine. Like, did he talk to her on the phone? Did he get a text? Her energy is kind of low, so I don't know. And then Janelle's like, she just was really prepared this time. I know she was really prepared. And Robyn's like, well, I'm nervous now. And they're just kind of all going back and forth about themselves.
Their feelings about Christine's feelings.
Oh, my gosh. And then Christine walks up from the parking lot with Truly in tow and a wagon that's full of stuff for said picnic. And who was the boy that was there helping that's like Truly's protector? Hunter. Yeah. Hunter was helping her come, and then McKelty was also with her. And I'm just thinking to myself, she's meeting everybody there with her test results, and they couldn't even bring Truly for her.
Like, where was Truly? Why is she bringing a literal wagon full of whatever was in there? If it was food or supplies or something. And you were totally right that she at least brought Truly, because Kody says, like, hey, Trul, or something.
Yeah, come on over here, like
some abridged version of her name. And it's like, so Truly wasn't there.
So it's probably not even the same day.
This is it. Like, there probably are elements of this episode that are either reshot or didn't happen in the same order or whatever. And fuck that.
I feel like McKelty was probably at home watching Truly, and then Hunter was texting McKelty, like, we're here. And then Hunter came to help get everything and bring him back. And
it's just so lame.
It's disjointed and dumb. And you set this whole scene up just for... Did she fail? I fell.
And it's like other reality shows manage to do these things without us being distracted. It's like they think we as viewers are idiots and we're not going to notice. It's like Christine just went to take a test. Cody brought all the kids to the park, yet she's arriving with children. Like, it's dumb.
I want to know what is truly going on with the Trulies. What's truly going on behind the scenes? Because you've got Meri that's 10 shades darker in the face than the body. You've got these setup scenes that are haphazard. You've got fed lines to the kids. It's the start of reality TV in this era, but it's also past the start enough, and we're into the 5th season.
Yeah.
So it's just a little confusing that it's so haphazard.
It's almost like I get the vibe from Kody in this scene that he showed up, he had a time, he had to show up, and he did whatever, and it's almost like they're half-assing it.
Oh, for sure.
So, like, the production company, they're half-assing it because they fucking suck. But then, why are you, as the star of the show, as lead talent, particularly the adults...
Why aren't you walking up with her?
What is going on here? Like, why are you,
why aren't you going to help her?
Haphazardly participating in your own television show? It's very weird.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she goes, I passed.
Well, Kody did ask what happened, but I don't think it was very
No, I'm
big
telling
of a deal.
you, it's that crazy that all of a sudden she just says that.
Oh.
Like, it's like a conversation like we're having, and then all of a sudden,
gotcha.
I passed.
Yeah, Cody's like, what happened? And she goes, I passed. And then they're eating burritos or tacos or taco salads or something. I don't even know.
I'm like, you just set up this entire episode to lead up to this moment, and then that's how you have her announce it, just as she's kind of like standing there. It's like
very weird.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plane. I don't even know.
It's hard to even comment on because it's like, what is going on? Like, these people, even the way they were talking about it, this was totally reshot. This was totally a pickup. This was something. Because, you know, when Janelle's talking about it, she's like, I don't know. I feel like, she tried really hard and whatever. And Robyn's like, like, they're just talking.
Now.
Yeah, like, they're just like talking, like, not even in the same, there's that whatever vibe that happens when you actually are anticipatory, right? If someone's coming with some news, you're like, oh my gosh, like, what's it going to be? And that was completely missing. The kids were like bored. Like, the energy was not there at all.
She's showing up with her child after waiting for these results. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying it's like Christine literally says, I passed. And it feels like it's rain falls mainly on the plane. Like they asked her to say this like 500 times.
They're probably like, could you tell us you passed again?
I passed, and then they chose that as the clip.
Like, that's the best take.
Scene. Yes. That's why I'm like dying about it. Like, oh my God, Eliza Doolittle much. But we get to the couch with the adults.
So then this transition also backs up our suspicions here. That she says I passed, there's a few cutaway shots to them eating food, and then now we're on the couch. Like there wasn't even anything happening. It's like she said I passed, and then it was like, that's that. Now we're going to the couch to wrap up the episode.
We get a moment alone with Christine speaking to the camera, solo interview, and Christine is talking about how she has been thinking of this moment and thinking of selling her first home and getting that check and thinking, what debt can I pay off first with this check?
Yep.
And asking the family, what debt needs to be paid off first with my first big check?
Yes.
And she says that to the camera. And then they go to the family on the couch, the adults on the couch, and we've got Robyn. No, I'm not going to go. And we've got Christine, and we've got Meri.
I totally
and
missed
we've
that.
got Janelle.
Yeah.
And we've got Kody. And Christine is reminiscing and talking about studying by herself and that her kids had to pick up the slack because she had to study by herself.
Well, she starts out by saying that she was thinking about life in Lehigh.
Yeah.
And how they all supported each other when they used to live there together. And then she says, here I'm all alone, so the kids have to pick up the slack.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we are failing as a family. To translate that, she says, I feel like we're failing as a family. But what she actually said was, I feel like we are failing as a family. We're not a support system. And that's frightening. Frightening.
It's really sad, too. She says, I created this void in my kids' lives. I didn't have the support from my sister wives. I feel like we're failing as a family right now. Sorry, we haven't gotten together a lot. And it's like she's saying all these deep things. Like she's finally coming to terms and like saying how she feels and outing the reality. And nobody knows what to say.
Except for Meri comes in.
With
She
her
chimes in.
bullshit.
I wouldn't go so far as to call us a failure. We need to continue working on things.
We need to continue working towards things that we want.
It's like
a wet bar.
Like a wet bar. Like, Meri, where are you? What are you working on? This is, up until this point, I've been primarily distracted by what the fuck Robyn's doing with her time. Now I'm going, what are you all doing with your time?
Meri's Delulu.
What?
Talking to strangers on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, we just need to keep working towards what we want. And Christine's trying to drop these hard truths.
Yeah.
And no one is willing to hear them. And you've got Kody's eyes rolling so far back in his head that I don't think they're ever going to come back from hell.
Oh, God.
Ugh. And she goes, I wanted to pass for the money. I wanted to be sure that we could afford these houses and be in these houses so that we could be together. And that's just so sad. Like what we were saying earlier, it's not about her passion for wanting to do this. It's not that she's enjoying it. She's not studying it and learning it easily because she doesn't give a fuck about it. She's doing it for the money. And it's very hard to learn about something when you don't care about it.
Right. And also to almost like catch up on their already existing obligation, right? Like they've made these choices. They're buying these homes. They're doing this stuff. And she feels the pressure to not only make this happen in the future, but to like, we've already started this and I have to catch up. Like, I've got to make this happen. And fuck that unnecessary pressure.
I think she's been seeing herself as like a side character for so long.
Right.
And now she's getting like that main character energy and nobody knows how to handle it because she says a lot of things in this couch interview that are hard hitting and no one knows what to say. I think they're shocked that she's coming. Maybe she's had a cider before the couch interview.
Yes.
She even says, she goes, I wanted more than a husband. That's why I chose this life. And then Kody's got these shifty ass eyes and I just want to slap him across his fat chin.
No, God, not his fat chin. It's like a restating of her tagline from the show.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted sister wives more than a husband. I needed the support, and that's why I chose this life. I don't want to raise these kids all by myself. It's been 2 years of me doing that.
She says, I don't reach out and ask for help, and you don't either. That's not what I signed up for. And now we realize why she's so red-nosed.
From the cider?
She's angry.
From her anger.
She's got the cider in her, and it's given her the courage, and she's worked up, and she's a pale girl like me, and we get red in the nose when we're mad. And she's been holding it in. I applaud her for the truth bombs that she's dropped this entire episode, and nobody had anything to say. And
Yeah.
you can tell Janelle is soaking it in. They show Janelle looking at her a few times, and I think Janelle is legitimately the only one not worried about covering their tracks in their
Right.
ass.
Being defensive.
And
yeah.
she's the only one that's like digesting it for what it is. Kody's got his eyes rolling back in his head, and he's shifting his eyes back and forth like really quickly.
Okay.
Like he does this weird thing where he looks back and forth really fast because he's trying to see and gauge who's realizing what and what lie he's going to have to spin next. And then Robyn's like comprehending it still. She's like 10 paces at least back, probably 1,000 paces. And then Meri's trying to defend and cover up because she's doing shady shit behind everyone's back. It's like you can see it on their faces that they don't know how to react to her because they're all hiding something.
Absolutely. I mean, no one has anything to say, according to this edit. They don't show anybody saying
Mhm.
anything, except for Meri, who basically has a defensive
Pretends to defend
posterity. Right. Like, well, I don't think that we're actually failing. And
it
it's like,
superficially.
what do you mean you don't think we're failing? Like, oh my God, you're clearly failing.
We just need to keep working towards the things that we want.
Yeah, right. Like that wet box.
Anybody could fucking say that. Oh my God, anybody could come off the street
Yeah.
and feed you
Stranger that
line.
knows nothing. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's quite dramatic,
Mm-hmm.
but there's still an element, I don't know how to describe it, where I, as a casual viewer, I'm going like, is it really all that dramatic?
But it doesn't go anywhere.
This is it. There's no resolve. There's no like next steps. There's no nothing. Like that was the end of the episode.
Because they leave and go their separate ways again.
Right. So now the episode's going to wrap, and we as viewers are going to go about our lives until next week when we come back and they're on their next adventure. And in their lives, it's the same thing. Christine talks about that in her book. They come together for these couch moments, and that was like the closest thing they had to real conversations, which is on a set being filmed with
Like
lights,
therapy,
cameras,
and then you leave.
producers.
Yeah.
And
don't do the work.
then you, next time you see each other is when you're going to film something and there's a crew there?
I think this episode really portrays one person screaming out for help and everyone else turning their backs because it's the easy thing to do and there's money on the line and the houses are on the line. And
Yeah.
it's funny because now in reality TV, nowadays, nobody'd be turning their backs. They'd all be confrontational for the drama, for the
Right.
show.
Yeah, the producers would be poking and prodding to make it even more escalated.
That's why it's so it's so cool doing this rewatch to me because it's like mind blowing how much reality TV has changed. It's mind blowing that this is a family that literally started out together in this completely different situation, and we're seeing it fall apart in real time. We're seeing some people fight for it. We're seeing other people pretend to fight for it. And I didn't get that at the time when I was catching episodes here and there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
not.
now I'm like, this is so blatant and in front of everyone's faces. Like, how could you not see the demise of this family coming 1,000 miles away?
And also, there's an element of where they started being cult members. I'm saying started as a family.
Oh,
right?
yeah. And
So,
where they
like,
broke off.
Right. So their fundamentals, as fundamentalists, like they literally were living a life that had a lot of denials, walls up, we don't address things, passive aggressive behaviors, etc. So that was like how they were underlying started. And Christine, as they reference in becoming sister wives. You know, she saved their bacon, according to Kody. Like, she probably brought a brevity.
Because she was so
and
naive.
She was lighthearted, and she kind of took pressures off of people in different ways. But then, and that worked for them in a way where they kind of were going through the motions for a long time. And then when Robyn joined, it was at the same time as they started filming a show, and I just feel like they were not great to begin with.
With Christine, I very much so see the keep sweet thing playing out. And I think she was naive. I think she was raised in a polygamy situation that wasn't abusive. And so she had these rose-colored glasses on. And then, she has her wedding night with Kody. She has these other sister wife come in. And slowly, like, her rose-colored glasses are coming off, and she's not keeping sweet anymore. She's learning who she is as an individual. She's learning that she has autonomy as a woman. And I'm seeing her changing in front of me slowly but surely. And we haven't seen her in a lot of episodes. And then all of a sudden we see her in this episode very, very heavily. And the keep sweet thing is just falling apart for her.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. It's morbidly fascinating.
Morbidly. Like I'm morbidly obese.
Ooh.
Not to detract, but I just had a moment where, talking about Christine's book, Meri has been tossing around this, like, teasing people about writing a book, doing whatever,
Yeah,
but she's
for a
very
while.
Meri. Right, like this, she's been talking about it for like a decade. Like, what the fuck, Meri? Meri, if you're writing a book, I have a working title for you. Not Keeping Sweet, or No Longer Keeping Sweet. So, Christine, if you're going to write another book, if any of y'all cult members are going to be writing a book, something about not keeping sweet, no longer keeping sweet, I won't keep sweet, that's the title of your book.
I want to hear Janelle's story, and I know that Christine's been encouraging Janelle to write a book. I want to hear Janelle's story because she came from a life that was so different.
Yes.
And she was convinced of this life. And for a while in the show, I thought she was the only one that was, like, still convinced of it and trying to keep it up. And then she's, like, wavered, and I'm very curious about her story.
But I think of the OG3, she's probably still the one that is the least anti-polygamist. Like, in current seasons, which you have not seen, she doesn't speak ill of being in polygamy,
But some could argue that she's, like, the most, and I hate to say it, abused of the group because she didn't have any sort of role model for polygamy and didn't come from it. So she was shocked and manipulated and didn't know how to act and thought she couldn't speak up and was confused and thought she was doing the right thing, was probably the most scared to leave because she had to prove everyone wrong in her life. And I think that there's something in her history before the marriage even happened to make her get there, because she says, I didn't know I could speak up. I didn't know I had a voice. So it makes me think that there's something from her childhood, from even before that, just in the Mormon religion or in her family, that made her feel like she didn't have a voice. Because usually you don't think you have a voice in this religion because the first wife is the voice and the husband is the voice above the first wife. But she didn't come from that. So she didn't have the first wife idea hanging over her head.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I guess I just...
There's something with her dad.
Something
her dad
happened.
died when she was young or left when she was young. I can't recall. I can't
Caretaker
remember. An undertaker.
Undertaker for the family.
And then she married Meri's brother, and Meri's from a polygamous family. They just didn't do the polygamy thing, Janelle and him. I'm not saying that she did. I think that you're right, that I would love to hear her story. But I'm saying today, I think she's the one that's probably the least... It doesn't feel like she's the one that's going to, like, come out with her story.
No, I don't think she would be... Okay, I don't want to hear her story yet. Give her 20 years and I want to hear her story. I don't think she'd be honest yet. I think she would hide a lot still. I want to hear like the honest, raw truth. Like,
Yeah.
why did you marry Meri's brother? Why did you divorce him?
Yeah.
Why did you decide that this life was the one?
Yeah.
Like,
and then why did you marry your ex-sister-in-law's husband? Like, there's so many things.
if I'm being honest, I think that there's something about sexuality that happened there in the first marriage, whether it's her sexuality or his sexuality. There's some underlying thing there that nobody probably still knows about to this day.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a lot of like dark history in her life. And I think that people could learn a lot from it. I think she's a
Interesting.
compelling person, that she's kind of kept clammed up and kind of she's spoken out here and there. And she portrayed herself as the strong one that made a lot of money, that handled the finances. And then I think slowly that idea crumbled, but she has been more of the stoic one. So
I agree. I think there would be some interesting things to unearth there because there's a lot that we don't know.
if she would be honest about it, and she doesn't
Yeah.
have to be, she doesn't owe anybody that.
This is it.
She doesn't owe
It would
anybody
be
that.
interesting to learn down the road when she's comfortable with it
Yeah.
and able to be honest. All right. Wow. Well, what an I love how this episode was like primarily about Christine and her failures, and we're wrapping it up talking about how we're so fascinated by Janelle's unknowns. You never know what you're going to get on this academic
Life
podcast.
is like a box of chocolates. I can't afford them because my name's Robyn, but you never know what you're gonna get.
The time has come for mustard seed and shit stain. Now, normally I ask you to go first because
You allow me, you ask me?
usually I ask you to go first because I was raised a proper gentleman and my mother, should be proud of what she did.
Beat you into
Well,
submission.
no, okay, never. But taking that all back. Ordinarily, I ask you to go first because I'm a good person.
Because you're scared to tell your truth. You're trying to keep sweet over there.
Because I want to see what you're going to do. Because I'm scared.
You need a leader. You need a leader.
So I'm going to go with my mustard seed.
Mm-hmm.
And my mustard seed this episode, oh God, why did I want to go first? I don't even care about this episode. It was primarily about Christine.
All right, I'm going to go first. Can I jump the line? Next.
I give you permission, little woman. I give you permission, woman. You can go
I
first.
love you so much.
You can go first.
I'm going to give my mustard seed to Christine. It's because she was honest, but also it's because she was a cool mom and she took her daughter to do something cool and show her, all right, if you want to do this career, like, let's go do this thing. Even if she was in her own life doing the complete opposite and doing a career that she obviously wasn't passionate about, she still wanted more for her daughter and took her daughter to do this cool thing in the fashion world. That alone is why I'm giving her my mustard seed, because she supported her daughter and got to do something cool with her daughter. And she took Kody along to pretend that he was a part of it, even though he wasn't. So all the power to you, sister.
I have no option but to say I agree
Okay.
about that mustard seed. I'm going to give my mustard seed to little Isabel because Isabel guilted Christine for not spending time with her when she was studying her test. And while I do think the vibe of this episode was that we're supposed to support Christine, I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. I'm still going, fuck yeah, Isabel, guilt that mother who's ignoring you.
Oh, boy.
Terrible. To be real, who else gets a fucking mustard seed? Who? Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
The excavator for finally breaking ground.
Here I was going to selfishly take the mustard seed on this one, and you took it from me, and it was the only person who could even get one.
Well, cat had your tongue or something.
what
I
is-
don't know why you were taking so fucking long.
Because I literally just did not want to give it to Christine. That is funny.
Oh,
Like, there was
my
only one person
God.
that could have got one, and I wouldn't give it to her. What is wrong with me?
You
Oh my
could have given
God.
it to McKelty for seeing her passions through, but we all knew that wasn't going to happen.
Well, honey, that would be a lie.
Well,
Okay, so shit stain, darling. And if you take what I was going to say, then I'm just going to complain about it on this podcast.
oh my God. Shit stain. My shit stain is going to go to Meri because I think she started reading the comments about the Sister Wives jewelry thinking it would be funny and then realized very quickly that they were people like truly being like, what the fuck is this? And then she didn't know how to backtrack. So it's like, okay, you dummy. Why'd you do that? Second of all, she tries to make this comment through Christine's honesty, being like, oh, I wouldn't call this a failure, like trying to pretend like she's gonna save this conversation, and it just massively fails and doesn't make sense. And thirdly, because we have cultural appropriation to a whole new level here with complete and utter change of the facial color from the neck and the chesticles. And I'm just so confused by her choices in makeup, in life, in everything. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
You know, Meri's attempt at devaluing or invalidating Christine's opinion,
Which she's done before,
which she does
loudly
all the
and
time,
proudly.
yeah, is in itself a failure. So it's like, fuck you, Meri, you fail. Like, gross.
But the chartreuse shirt, she thinks that she's really cool in this episode.
Oh no.
And she's just not.
She's earning a shit stain.
Her face,
It's kind of like a shit stain.
yeah. Fucking help this lady, please.
Now,
Oh
I
my
can tell you who
God.
can't help her, which is my shit stain, Robyn Brown.
Well, she probably is the one encouraging Meri's look.
She's like, you look great, Mare.
Yeah.
Robyn is getting my shit stain because of all of the stupid things that she said in this episode, which isn't really that different for her. But you layer on top of that her trying to make Kody sound like he's a gentleman,
Oh, yeah.
looking away while a woman disrobes, and hawking that terrible, terrible, terrible jewelry,
The SW.
and making it seem like everyone else's dreams should fall behind hers, which is honestly kind of bizarre that it ever even came up, because it's like, did we ever hear about Robyn dreaming of being a jewelry designer? Like, it just kind of came out of nowhere. And now
Well, she had a dream.
Well, oh, that's right.
She had a
That's
dream.
right. And now she's producing said jewelry, selling it at such a high price that no one wants to buy it. And she will continue to ride this terrible, terrible train into shit town.
Meanwhile, her 5-pound sterling silver W's will cut your chest if you even try, to wear it.
Her jewelry will injure you. It will cause bodily harm. You'll pay way too much for it.
Allegedly. If you buy it secondhand, this is all alleged.
Also, if you know where we can pick up a piece of my sister wife's jewelry, please let us know.
Our keep sweet moment this week comes from
YouTube. And it is from Tanya Carter 72.
Tanya Harding.
Tanya Harding 72.
Dang nabbit.
Tanya Carter 72 says, "This intro is everything!" Laugh emoji. OMG, I love your podcast. You guys crack me up. Keep up the diabolical review of this ridiculous show we all got trapped into watching. You two are my mustard seed. Oh, I can't believe someone said I'm their mustard seed. I feel like all of the reasons that my parents think I'm a failure don't matter anymore. I feel like I'm a success.
Christopher,
Yeah?
my mustard seed is going to go to you
Oh,
because the intro is fucking amazing.
Thank you.
And it is all you, and you work your ass off.
it is iconic.
And I just fucking love you. And happy Mother's Day, Christopher.
Oh, thank you for wishing me a happy Mother's Day. Tanya, push that seed deep, deep inside of me.